Good day, everybody. It's AJ outside again, and today is New Year's Day, and we're gonna start the year off right and have some fresh collard greens. So I got a lot of nice collard greens out here, and we're gonna show you how to pick them, prepare them, cook them, and there's a lot of good videos out there on cooking collard greens, I'm sure. But I want to show you the way I do it. But the biggest reason I do these videos is to just encourage people to grow their own vegetables and come inside and cook them instead of going to the grocery store and buying them. It's a lot healthier. You know, it tastes a lot better when you have vegetables that you harvest in your garden and go right inside and cook them. So that's the biggest reason I like to do these videos, just to encourage people to, hey, grow your own vegetables. It's cheaper, healthier, and it's just way more enjoyable. Um, but let's get started. I got my what I trusty pail here that I always usually harvest my greens in. Uh, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. You may hear people talk about the term a bunch of greens. Generally, it just depends on the area that you live in. In my area, a bunch is generally three plants. Three small to medium sized plants that'll be considered a bunch, and it's pretty typical for when you cook greens to cook two bunches. So but we're not going to harvest the whole plant. We're going to just come out and pull some of the outside leaves, and we're just going to pick what I feel is equivalent to two bunches. So we're just going to come out here and just go through here and get some of the biggest leaves. And if I have too many, or I feel like I picked too many, then I'll just freeze them, uh, and we'll cook them cook them later. So we're gonna go through here and just get some of these outside leaves, and I try to just go ahead and kind of start the picking process out here in the field. I'll kind of look them over and make sure they don't have any bug bites on them. Now we're gonna pull the stem off, and I'll show you that process, and we'll put those in our compost bin. But when I harvest them, I always pull them right off of the stem of the plant. In other words, I don't just come through here and harvest this right here and leave that stem on there, because that'll rot, and then sometimes it can harm the plant or invite pests to come in. So as a part of the pruning process to the plant, I go ahead and just cut it all the way back, pull it all the way back to the base of the stem. And that way it helps alleviate the plant, and the plant will get more energy to put more leaves out right at the top. So that's an important tip if you're not going to harvest the whole plant. Now, it's pretty common for the professional farmers to harvest the whole plant. I actually have enough plants so I could do that, but we're just going to continue to be conservative and just save the plant. Like I said, I just kind of look them over, and these look green, look pretty good. Don't have any bugs on them. And I try to get the ones, like I say, that's leaning on the ground, but I check on them, just make sure that they're haven't been leaning on the ground too long. That one, they look a little flimsy, so I'm gonna put that aside for my compost bin. And the plants will do much better once you come through here and kind of thin them out, get these big leaves off. All right, so we're gonna keep going down the road in the same process, and we'll be back when we get ready to show you how to clean them. All right, y'all. So I think we got enough for the day. So went through and did a really good pruning of the plant. So we're gonna go ahead and start washing them. Before we get started cleaning our greens, I want to explain what I'm doing now. What I'm doing is preparing my water that I'm gonna cook my collard greens in, and we're seasoning them with our smoked meat. Now I like using smoked turkey tails. It's my favorite. If I can't find that, I'll use smoked turkey necks. And as you can see, I have 4 of them in there. The more meat you use, the richer the stock will be, and the richer your greens are gonna be. So I like mine to be real rich and flavorful. Learned not to use too much water, so I put in about maybe 1.5 inches of water in the pan. Try not to submerge my meat in there, because if you try to submerge your meat or cover it full of water, you're gonna end up using too much water. So what I do is I like to let them simmer for about 45 minutes, and then I'll flip them over and let them simmer for another 45 minutes to an hour. So overall, I let them cook for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. I like for my smoked meat to kind of tear apart You know, my greens get about done, be easy to to cut up little pieces of the turkey. Um, so the longer you let them cook, the more chance you're gonna have to accomplish that, and that's just what I like to do. And also, the longer you let them cook, the more the flavor is gonna pull out of that meat. So about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I let those simmer. Don't use too much water. The greens are gonna make their own water, and it's gonna kind of balance things off. Okay, y'all. Whenever I wash my greens, whenever the weather is nice like it is today, I always like washing them outside because I can just blast them with my water hose. It's just a lot quicker process. Uh, so I got my pail filled with water. So I always let them just soak a little bit. That'll release any dirt that's on them or any bugs we didn't see. It'll make it easy for them to release. And then anything else, we're gonna blast them off with our water hose. So pretty simple. I just go to do the back side of the leaf first. With it being nice and bright and sunny, I can also get another look at the leaf. We got some beautiful leaves here. And then what I do is I strip out the stem. You can cook the collard green with the stem on it. Some people like the stem. I don't like. I like the pure leaf. So I strip my whole stem out, and it's real easy to do. Just turn them over to the backside, and just release very simple. And then I'll put this to the side for my compost bin, and I take each leaf and I lay it in my. I have a clean pan set aside, and I go ahead and start stacking them, and just stacking them right on top of each other. So we just keep on going, same process. These are nice and beautiful and leaf and meaty, by the way. That's what you want. There are all our stems, and as I promised, we're gonna put those in our compost bin. Okay, our turkey tails are cooked down long enough, so we're gonna go ahead and start seasoning. What I like to do is I like to put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. What this does, it just kind of brings out the sweetness of the flavor in the greens. Almost the same process when the greens are outside and they get hit by the frost, and it kind of makes them sweeter. This right here kind of does the same thing. It just enhances the flavor of the greens and gives it a tad bit of sweetness that I like. Also, what I do is you can just salt them to taste. I use garlic salt, so I just put a little bit in. So I like to make it a little bit saltier because once I put the greens in there, the greens are gonna make water, and it ought to balance out fine. So I just get a little spoon and just taste it and see if it's seasoned the way I like it. Yeah, so that's perfect. Think we need to do anything else to them but add our greens, and then so let's go ahead and get our greens cut up. Okay, so what I like to do is I just lay all my greens out flat, and then I'll just roll them as tight as I can, almost like if I was rolling up a big cigar. I kind of just tuck the ends in a little bit. Then I just cut them in strips, and I try to keep it about a half inch thick, quarter to a half inch thick. This right here, they just cook a lot better. I like the texture of them when I cut them this size, but you can of course cut them as thin or as wide as you like. I've seen people cut them as thick as an inch wide, so it's just all about the texture. So we're gonna put those in our bowl. We're gonna keep going, and once we get finished cutting all our greens up, we're gonna add them to the pot. Okay, y'all, we back. We got our greens cut up, and we're ready to add them in. So I'm gonna slowly add them in. And as they cook down, we'll add a little more, but we're gonna start off with about half of them. One thing too I like to do is I like to just go ahead and slowly stir them in and massage them to the bottom and let that hot water hit them. Because once that hot water hits them, then they'll just kind of start shrinking. All right, we're gonna let that render down for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna add the rest of our greens in there. This should be all of them. That we're gonna do, and they're already smelling wonderful. Turkey tails are already starting to fall apart. I usually don't like them to fall apart this quick, but that's all right. So we're gonna kind of massage those into the hot liquid at the bottom. I don't know if you're watching this video and you are used to new to cooking collard greens, or if you're a veteran and watching this video, but you definitely want to keep your greens stirred when they first start going. You don't want to just put them on, and I have them on kind of medium heat, medium to low. And once they start cooking real good, I kind of put them down to low. But you always want to periodically, when they first get going and the greens are still kind of, raw, you want to keep them stirred, because you don't want them to scorch at the bottom, because they will easily scorch at the bottom. So that's a rookie mistake that you don't want to make, because once they scorch the bottom, it's almost like it go downhill from there, So you don't want that to happen. So I think we got them at a good point. We're going to go ahead and put the top on them and just let them simmer. Okay, now that our greens are cooking good, another trick that my sister taught me is use some if you have some cooking oil, especially some oil that you maybe fried some chicken in or something like that. That's still kind of pretty fresh oil. You can just add that in there, and it'll just add a little bit of flavor to your greens. If you have it, you don't have to add that step. But if you do have some fresh, pretty fresh cooking grease that you still have from when you fried some chicken or something, and that it just enhance the flavor. Okay, so the greens have made a little water, and they'll probably make a little more water. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna just add a little bit of chicken broth to it. If we need to add some more a little bit later, we will. But we don't want to add any more water. So, because when it comes to greens, collard greens, water can start to turn into a flavor reducer. So we don't want that. Okay, so we're gonna get them off to a good start. So we just now gonna let them cook. Okay, y'all. So as we wait for our greens to cook, I'll just go over quickly how I freeze my greens. Like I told you, we're gonna have plenty of greens left over to freeze. So I got my bag labeled January 1st, 2026, and I like to pack mine in here. First of all, make sure you use a nice thick quality freezer bag, and I like to pack them in there real tight. And some people blanch their collards before they freeze them, and you can do that. I like to freeze mine fresh, because they benefit from if you freeze them raw, they'll still have the same process like they do when they're out in the garden and the frost hit them and it brings out that sweetness. It'll do that same process in the freezer if you freeze them raw. And if you pack them in here tight, like I do, they'll keep a long time. You know, I've even cooked some that have been in there for a year and they still taste fine. I try to, go ahead and cook them within the, 6 months of back of freezing them. Tuck it down for as you can in the corner. Keep compressing them. So what I do is I'll just close the bag and I leave a little bit, about an inch airspace at the back. Then I just kind of press down on it real tight. Then finish closing it. And I get it, it'll be tight and heavy. And I put that in the freezer and it'll, keep a long time. All right. I believe our greens are ready. So they've been simmering for about an hour. Maybe not quite an hour, but all our turkey is broken up in there. And they smell great. So what we're gonna do is plate some up a little bit, plate a little bit up in a bowl. Just a little piece of turkey. All right, we're gonna taste our greens. We got us a little bit of cornbread, and it done cooled off a little bit, and they smell great. It's good as I thought it would be. They always turn out great every time I make them the same way. But man, I really appreciate y'all for watching. And again, if you really enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And I hope this video encourages you to, grow your own vegetables and cook them fresh. It just turn out a whole lot better. Also, don't forget to watch the video that we have growing these greens from start to finish, from seed all the way to harvest. I'm going to put a link to the video in the description. So again, make sure you watch that if you're interested in just seeing how they were grown. But again, man, I really appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe to AG Outside for more videos and have a great day and a great 2026.